Hello, local Belleville residents. This is Anaya Felder here with your local Belleville News with Naya podcast. A staple of our community, the Belleville Lake, has turned 100 years old this year. Many of us residents have been to the lake to boat, fish, or just to attend community gatherings. However, many of us don't know the history of our lake, who contributed to it, or the fact that its French Landing Dam flooded 100 years ago. That's why today we're outside the Belleville Area Museum, where they will be hosting a French Landing Dam and Powerhouse lecture to give us more details inside. Before the lecture began, we spoke with Mary Oops, who wrote this article about the lake turning 100 and Van Buren today. She spoke with us about some basic facts about the lake as a whole. First, what was the purpose of the lake's creation?
The lake was created in order to start the generation of power by the Detroit Electrical Company, DTE, Detroit Edison specifically. But they wanted to make it so that there was generation through a dam of electrical energy.
What was the purpose behind the Belleville Road Bridge and Denton Bridge being built?
They were already there previously to the dam, but they were built at the same time. In 1924, they decided to raise them because otherwise the lake would flood them.
We then took a trip to the French Landing Dam.
It was built in 1925. It was decommissioned around in the 1960s, and then it was bought. It was quit claim deeded to Van Buren Township from Detroit Edison in the late 1970s. And so Van Buren, since then, working with the STS Hydropower in Northbrook, Illinois, I believe. They worked together in order to recommission it and make it so that it today is a working and functioning dam.
Before it was recommissioned, here are some photos of the damage from the aftermath of the flood. This spot right here, titled the Earth Embankment, is where the dam gave way. David Bower spoke more with us about that next. What caused the dam to flood at the Earth Embankment spot?
Well, that happened on April 13th of 1925, and the dam was pretty much finished. Water was filling up in the lake, where it is today, and it was the time of the spring thaw, and they think that there was frost in the ground that thawed, and so when the frost went out, the water went through and washed out a big chunk of that earthen embankment, probably about 10,000 square yards.
What effects did it have on the community of Belleville then?
Well, it's mostly downstream is where there was any damage, and there was some property damage downstream. Farmers' fields were flooded. A lot of roads were eroded, and a lot of fresh dirt was washed away. So it was swept away downriver, but no lives were lost.
Inside the lecture, Dave showed the inside of the dam's powerhouse.
You could break it, you could stop, you're not going to have a break.
Now, 100 years later, we as a community are still looking at ways to improve our lake. This was discussed further this fall at the Van Buren Community Center's Belleville Lake Assessment. Mr. Anchors, can you tell me what the limnological study will uncover about the lake?
What this study is going to do is it's going to do an aquatic weed assessment. They're also going to look at the water quality of the lake, do some testing. What we're hoping to do is we're hoping to create a study that's going to improve the health of the lake and identify if there are any issues or challenges, identify what those challenges are, and then use the information to come up with some strategies to help improve the conditions of the lake.
How long will it take for us to get the results back fully from this assessment?
So we're expecting the reports from the study to be available in spring of 2026. And
that's all for your local Belleville News with Naya podcast for today. We hope you enjoyed learning a lot of new facts about our local Belleville Lake. Happy 100th birthday to the Belleville Lake, and we hope to see 100 more years of it in the future. What does our lake mean to you? Because it's a very sacred part of our community. It's turning 100 years old today. You said you lived here your whole life. So what does it mean to you?
So the thing I love about the lake and these shows is just bringing everybody together. everybody comes together and makes everything exactly what it needs to be. And there's just such a sense of community. I love it.